The skeleton script for this guy was written by Slippingbug, one of the strongest Pikachu Libre in the world. Let's get into it. Pikachu Libre is a 570 HP character, but with access to the defense buff, which you can get by holding R next to the wall, you'll be able to tank a lot more than just 570 HP. Libre is a very strong character that can be played in a variety of ways. It relies on the usage of the enhanced mode and its unique system of self-buffing and slowing the opponent to control the pace of the match in most matchups. It's a 100 CC character, so it gets burst almost every round, which allows you to play both offensively and defensively. Libre has a lot of strong moves in field and in dual phase, and it has insane aerial mobility as well. That lets it get in and pressure opponents, or it can just dance around the enemy while they're not sure what to do to try to hit it. And you can punish them while they struggle to catch you. Couple main archetypes Libre can play: the rush down mix-up style of play, and this is where Libre's neutral consists of mini moves that lunge it forward and are their plus or their safe arm block, and you can mix them up with this very strong command grab that hits opponents that are in the air as well. The rush down strategy really relies on gaining momentum with enhanced mode and then using the buffs to make the most use of your advantageous situations. Then there's also a hit and run, where you're really just throwing stuff out and really just relying on things like the defense buff and just laming the opponent out. You're not really trying to commit too hard, and then you're trying to get them to throw out moves and you can punish them. You use some of your strong offensive tools to get in pressure, but then after you get your damage, you bounce. Once your opponent has the speed down, you can really run away for most of the match because, well, until their speed down runs out, because you have such great mobility and they don't, because, well, they're slowed down. Be ready to react and punish unsafe approaches and abuse your aerial mobility and defense buffs to avoid getting hit and to minimize damage. Now we're going to go over the top 5 moves in field and top 5 moves in duel. I'm not going to go too in depth on like enhanced mode and like the aerial mobility. I'm going to gloss over a lot of that stuff. But since slippingbug already has a guide up on his channel, I'm going to go ahead and link that. We have neutral Y. This move sets up mix-ups. You can cancel into the net. You can cancel into this discharge. You can cancel into double team as well, which is 5A. We're going to get into that in a bit. But mostly this move, it allows you to just really just poke at the opponent, you know, in combination with back Y. Up close, it puts your opponent into a situation where they just have to guess. There's not like one clear way to beat all the options that you have. Next we have forward Y. It's an alright with Punisher, but mainly this is for catching opponents that are not blocking. It is safe on block, and it puts Libre close up where it wants to be. Well, if you're doing the rush down strategy. And it's super annoying because against characters like Shadow Mewtwo, they like to jump a lot, and this is going to be able to stop them. So a lot of characters that are able to get away from things like homing attack, because it's a mid-low, they're not going to be able to get away from this. Then we have Jump Y, which is pretty good. It goes far. It's something that will knock opponents out of the air, and you can move a lot while you're doing this. So throwing this out with back Y and some discharges on occasion, it's really annoying for opponents to deal with. And this really just lets you like lame opponents out. Then we have 6A or forward A and forward A charged. And this will throw out 3 of them, which will hit opponents even if they're trying to jump. This one will just throw out 1. In dual phase, it's a bigger deal that this is a high. All these are highs. Let me demonstrate that. You can actually duck under that. But in field phase, they can't really duck. They really gotta walk to the side. And this will track a little bit depending on like how long they've been walking. So it's still a pretty good poke to throw out, and it'll shift them instantly. So really nice poke, safe on block. This move, double team A, avoids projectiles frame 1. Just double team itself avoids projectiles frame 5. It's invincible against physical attacks on frame 22, which is interesting. There's double team B, which lets you jump out of it. There's double team R, which just lets you do a little hop from it. And when you are enhanced, double team A is 0 on block instead of being -8 on block. So it's going to go through projectiles, so it's going to help out for dealing with characters that are particularly good at throwing stuff at you that you can't really slide walk around. And there's some pressure you can do with double team depending on like what opponents are doing. But as far as block string specific stuff, that's something that I think that you should check out Slippingbug's guide to really see more of. These aren't the greatest zoning tools, but with Libre's mobility, it's going to be able to keep opponents out just long enough to get them antsy and annoyed enough so that they'll get hit by one of these forward Ys or just a discharge when they're not blocking. Now let's go over dual phase. Top 5 move, we have 9Y. So this is 8Y, but you do it up forward instead, so 9Y. This one goes forward. There are a lot of different cancels you can do from this move. Let me just go over what the general thought process is. There are very few ways to actually punish this every time. If you have Rotom, or if you have H slash as 4Y, I think those are the only ways that I can think of that can punish it. Like all the different ways that you can come down from this. But let me go ahead and talk about some of the ideas that you should be using when you're using this move. This is generally safe on armor because of just the angle that it's at. It's a mid-high, starts up in 15 frames. But if you do it kind of late, that's how you can beat other anti-airs. And if your opponent tries to anti-air you when you're in the air, man, you can just mess them up, especially if you're enhanced. If you're enhanced, you can do things like, you can do an 8Y, and then you can hold R going back, and then you can punish their 8Y. So you could immediately come back down with jump Y if they did like a mid-low or something under you. You could do jump X. You can do jump R to go backwards. Now if you're enhanced, you can do jump R and then hold it and then you'll go back towards them. Or if you're at the wall, then you can hop back also. And then you can also do jump A if opponents are just like pressing like wild stuff on you. Or you can do something like that, which is like unnecessary, but like if opponents are like delay anti-airing you. If you're fighting against Libre, remember that if you counterattack this move, you should CADC backwards to avoid getting hit by the spark. So they don't come down with this. If you're CADCing forward, you'll actually get hit by that. But that's for the anti-Libre guy. We'll talk about that in Pokken Basics Plus. This is a move that you're really going to have to practice character by character, which anti-airs you're going to avoid, which moves you're going to try to get around and punish. Also, you have Enhanced 8A, and this move puts you very plus on block. It is plus 16. I don't even know how and why that's possible, but it's 23 frame startup, plus 16. So if you do this, and then you do another one, there's only a 7 frame gap in that. So that move is really good. You can only really armor through it, and then you leave yourself open to be getting critical hit by that, which is 4A, which is the net. This isn't on the top 5 list, but this net gives the opponent a speed down, and you can combo into it. And when you're enhanced, this does a ton of damage, and it instantly shifts now. But it's really good. And this puts you in enhanced. Gives you that attack up. Now we have the 5Y block string. This can be used for tick throws, particularly when the opponent's in the corner. But also you can cancel it into the third hit, which is +4 on block. Now there are some option selects that you can do with this, but I don't actually play Libre enough to practice them, so you're gonna have to work on that on your own. That's -8. The just frame though, that is +4, and then that's still special cancelable. 5X, this has a pretty good hitbox. It's pretty good for combos. If you hit with the tip of it during combos, it does a little bit more damage. Also, mostly I really see this in combos, but like if you hit somebody that's jumping up, there's also some pretty good potential there as well. And then there's 6Y, and this is special cancelable, so. It's a 19 frame with Punisher. I think it's pretty good. I don't know. I would say it's a top 5 move. But this is coming from the Libre expert, so I'm going to defer to him on that one. Only -4 on block, so that's pretty good, even if you didn't actually catch a whiff. But I still think primarily, Libre, if it wants to be poking with anything that's not this, which is a high that you can slide under, it's this. If you can get in the range to use this move is like... It's like one of the best up-close poking moves in the game. I wouldn't even call it a poke necessarily. It's just like really good pressure tool that's safe from pretty much every move, almost every move in the game that's not like red armor that goes high, like a side strike. It avoids a lot of stuff. It's really good. So that is Pikachu Libre's general strategy in field phase and dual phase, its different archetypes, and the top 5 moves in field phase and top 5 moves in dual phase. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks again for slippingbug for helping write the skeleton outline for this guide. If you want to see all the rest of my guides, I have links in the description that'll take you to my free course, which has all the character guides, all 11 chapters of Pokken Basics already finished, already on my website. It's free, check it out.